For the last decade or so, someone is constantly trying to pass legislation to ban AR-15s.
Hell yes, we're gonna take your AR-15, your AK-47.
There is no reason that we have weapons of war on the streets of America. We need reasonable gun safety laws.
I'm determined to ban assault weapons in this country. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now. Once and for all.
Honestly, for the longest time, I didn't care. Even as a gun guy, I was indifferent towards an AR-15 ban, and I didn't really see the need for owning one. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't care about the AR-15 and the 3 things that changed my mind. What is up, guys? If you are new here, my name is Will Workman, and I'm here to give you the skills, the tools, and the mindset to protect yourself and your family. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that we can get this training past the algorithm. So I've always been a pistol guy. Even as a kid growing up hunting with a shotgun and a rifle, I always loved shooting a pistol, even though I knew that rifles could be much more effective. Once I got my concealed carry permit and my wife and I got our first home, I didn't own an AR-15. I had shot a couple and I thought they were pretty fun, but I knew I couldn't carry one every day, so I didn't see much point in owning one. Because of this, I really didn't care about my right to own one, or anyone else's right to own one for that matter. I felt that a pistol or a shotgun for home defense should be good enough for most people.
You don't need an AR-15. Buy a shotgun.
Well, that's not true. Right.
So here's the 3 things that changed my mind. First was shooting with Paul. Now, Paul was an older man in my church, and he was in his early 90s when we first met, which would make him a solid 70 years older than me. But Paul and I quickly became good friends with one thing in common: guns. Paul and I both love to talk guns. Every week after church, he would stop me in the lobby and talk to me for a long time about one of his guns in his collection. One day, Paul got a new Ruger American pistol, and he was so excited to go to the range with some of us younger folks to shoot it. If you've never seen a 90-something-year-old man shoot a gun before, it's an interesting experience. Although Paul was as safe as he could be with his arthritis in his hand and his shaking muscles, bless his heart, he couldn't hit anything. He pulled that trigger carefully and deliberately until his magazine was empty. I don't remember exactly how many lucky bullets found their way to the target, but I can tell you it was less than 5. Then someone pulled out their AR-15 and Paul decided that he just had to shoot the thing. It kind of scared us to death, but let me tell you, that 90-something-year-old man was punching holes in that target like an absolute beast. He wasn't just a little better with the rifle, he was actually really good. So that's when it hit me. Not everyone is like me. There are people who are just too old or disabled to handle a pistol well. There are single moms who don't have time to train consistently to get comfortable with a pistol. But an AR is so easy to shoot well, even for a beginner. And if an AR-15 is what they shoot the best, then that's what they should have to protect their lives and to protect their families. The second thing that changed my mind about the AR-15 was having kids. This was because I stopped thinking about my rights as my rights and started thinking of the rights that I wanted for my kids to have. The legacy that you leave your kids can be a really powerful motivator. Even if I feel safe with the state of our country right now, and I'm not saying that I do, who's to say what threats my kids will face when they grow up? Shouldn't they have the best tools at their disposal to protect their lives? Somehow thinking of their rights was much more motivating, and I realized that I'm willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to protect their rights and their freedoms. Before we get to the biggest mind shift that I had about the AR-15, if you are new to concealed carry or you're just trying to find a better way to conceal, then I want to give you something that will really help you out, and that's my free guide to concealment. It's basically everything that I wish I knew when I first started carrying a gun, and I want you to have it for free. So go check that out in the description down below. The last reason why I changed my mind about the AR-15 is Canada. Frickin' Canada. We are so spoiled in America for so many reasons. One way that we are spoiled is and how easily they can be lost if we let them. In 2020, during the height of COVID-19, Canada implemented an AR ban.
Today, we are closing the market for military-grade assault weapons in Canada. Effective immediately, we are banning 1,500 models and variants of these firearms.
This pretty much included all semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. And this was done under lines like common sense gun laws and making safer communities. Because many Canadians don't own ARs and they don't have a Second Amendment right, not a lot of Canadians cared. And many were on board with the AR ban. After all, you could still own a pistol, right? You sure could. Until October of 2022, when the Canadian government decided that taking away the citizens' rifles and shotguns wasn't enough to keep people safe.
Freeze on handgun ownership. That it will no longer be possible to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns anywhere in Canada.
Now you can no longer buy a pistol in Canada, and you don't really even have a right to self-defense. And that's how easily it can happen. Every inch that we give the anti-gun legislation, it's never enough. It will never be enough. It will always be just not quite there. Always a little bit more until we are totally disarmed and at the mercy of an all-controlling tyrannical government. Now you may think that I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but it's not really a conspiracy when we have seen this exact thing play out in other countries. It's just the truth. The purpose of the Second Amendment is not for hunting, and it's not for sport shooting. It's not even for self-defense. The purpose of the Second Amendment is so that the people are not afraid of the government, but the government should be afraid of its people. So whether you're a fan of the AR-15 or not, hear me very clearly. We cannot give up our rights, not a single one, because once you lose them, you can't get them back. If you gain value from this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And until next time, be alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong, and let all that you do be done in love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.